with the lecture. So in today's lecture, we are going to see one of the interesting topic from CG, that is hidden surfaces. Okay, so let's start with hidden surfaces. So till now you have heard about the hidden surfaces before this, and I have already explained you the concept of what do you mean by a backface removal or hidden surfaces. So basically in this particular topic, what we are going to do, so we are going to do, or we are hiding, or we are finding out the hidden surfaces of a particular object, and that hidden surfaces we are going to remove by some techniques, by some methods or algorithms. So which are basic algorithms are there to remove such surfaces? First of all, what is this concept of hidden surfaces, or it is also called as a back back surface or backface removal detection, or it is also called as a visible surface detection. Okay, so only a single point is having number of um, number, or it is also said as, or having some the same meaning but the different names. Okay, so if one can ask you what do you mean by backface removal techniques, so that are similar with like the visible surface detection. Okay, in which you, like in clipping, what you did uh, or in clipping you only shows or only find out though that portion which is visible, okay, or that is inside the window, okay, which is visible, fully visible to the viewer, okay, that we are going to show only. So the similar concept is here in this particular, but there is no clipping window here. Okay, only from the viewer's point we are going to find out which are the visible surfaces and which are the invisible surfaces, right? Someone someone has unmuted. Please don't make a noise in between. Just a moment. Okay, so let's start with these hidden surfaces. So these are some of the surface detection methods, in which first is the back face detection, in which we are going to find out the hidden surfaces. Back faces means which are not directly, which can't be seen directly by the viewer's point of view. Okay, these are the back faces. Okay, these are only the front faces can be seen by the viewer. Okay, so in this particular back face detection we find out the back faces, and we just not focus on those faces, or not going to paint that particular faces. Okay, then after, depth buffer method, it is also called as a z buffer method. Okay, because we know that z axis is nothing but the uh, uh, nothing but we take it for the depth. Okay, so depth buffer method, a buffer method, it is somewhat similar. Scanline method, depth sorting, area subdivision. Okay, now basically uh, today we are going to see uh, A buffer is nothing but also said as a Penter's algorithm. Okay, so that we are going to see. Then area subdivision is nothing but the Warnock's algorithm, and the depth buffer is nothing but the Z buffer. So these three techniques or three methods of backface removal algorithms we are going to see. Okay, so before starting with this, how actually we generate these algorithms, or which are the basic things that that should get considered while uh, implementing these algorithms, or while detecting these backfaces. Okay, so the concepts of object space and image space, okay, that you know very well. I have explained this uh, thoroughly in your lectures. What do you mean by object space and what is mean by image space? When you are in a world coordinate system and you have the world dimensions, so in that case you are in a object space. And image space means when you are having the screen coordinates, when you convert the world coordinates into screen coordinates, so that space is nothing but the image space. Okay, in which you are actually dealing with the coordinates, screen coordinates. So that is nothing but the image space. Okay, so accordingly the object space and the image space, these algorithms are divided. So first, in the object space, which algorithm comes under this? So that is a backface detection, that comes under the object space. Okay, and in the image space means actually when you are dealing with the view plane or xy plane and the z coordinate, z axis. So in that case you have to you have this particular backface detection algorithms like Z buffer. Okay, so that we are going to see thoroughly in this particular lecture. The object space and image space are further explained here. Okay, means in particularly while considering this backface removal algorithms, what are the things that we are going to consider in object space and in image space, that is given here. So in object space we consider each object only once, draw its pixels and move on to the next object. Okay, and it might draw the same pixel multiple times. So that is the case with the object space. Similarly, in the image space, what we are going to do, it considers each pixel only once. Now see the difference. In object space we consider each object only once. Okay, but in image space what we consider each pixel only once, draw part of an object and move onto the next pixels. So the difference is between object space and image space. In object space we are more dealing with the objects, while in image space we are dealing with the pixels, your coordinates. Okay, and it might compute relationships between object multiple times. Okay, like in object space we might draw the same pixels multiple times. So here in image space we might draw the or might compute the relationship between objects multiple times. Okay, so that is the difference between these two. Okay, so as I have told you right now before some time, that the names are different but the meaning is same. Okay, so what are the different approaches while looking towards the same point of hidden surfaces? So these different approaches are uh, the visible surface detection or hidden surface elimination algorithms are broadly classified as object space methods and image space methods. So object space method compares object and parts of object to each other within the scene definition to determine which surfaces are visible. Okay, means in object space we are comparing more than one, comparing two objects or more objects. And in image space, the visibility is decided point by point at, at each pixel position on the projection plane. Means we are actually going to consider which coordinate or which pixel or which vertices of a particular object are visible or not. Okay, in a on a minute scale we are doing this comparison. So the image space methods are more common rather than the object space methods. Here are some of the definitions of the concept we are discussing so far. So visibility culling, uh, it is also said as a visibility culling, is nothing but it refers to the detection of which surfaces are completely visible with respect to the camera. Okay, like in this particular first diagram, you can see the surfaces which are shown by the dot. Okay, or which are pointed by the dot, these are the back faces. These are not visible by from the viewer's point. Okay, and the red surface you can see here in this particular diagram, that is only seen by the viewer. Okay, that means it is a front surface of your object and that is visible. Okay, so that is one of the definition of visible surface, uh, or visibility culling it is also said as. Then the hidden surface elimination. Now the meanings are somewhat same, just the definition changes by some words. So it refers to the elimination of parts of the surfaces which are hidden with respect to the camera. Okay, now you get the difference in between. Okay, meaning remains same, just the definitions are different. And shadows are also said as a back faces. Okay, shadow, when it appears, or shadow is somewhat the appearance of the back faces. Okay, so shadows are nothing but the, you can also say it as a back face. So it refers to the determination of parts of the surfaces which are hidden with respect to the light sources. Okay, so these are nothing but some of the definitions of the same concept, hidden surfaces. So with this simple example you can understand or you get a basic idea. Now in this particularly, you don't understand which are the front faces and which are the hidden faces or back faces. Okay, with all the lines drawn, it is not easy to determine the front and back of the box. Okay, so is this the front face of the cube or the rear face? So that is the confusion. So how we are going to check it, or how we are going to analyze this particular surfaces, whether these are front faces or whether these are back faces? So through the help of some algorithms we are going to find out it. Now why surface detection, or why this concept is necessary? So given a set of 3D objects and viewing specification, we wish to determine which lines or surfaces are visible, so so that we do not needlessly calculate and draw surfaces which will not ultimately be seen by the viewer, or which might confuse the viewer. Okay, so we are going to eliminate such surfaces, such hidden or back surfaces. For 3D worlds, this is known as a visible surface detection or hidden surface detection, hidden surface elimination. So, visible surface detection or hidden surface elimination refer to the method and algorithms to determine which part of which surfaces of a scene are visible from a chosen viewing position. So these definitions of hidden surface elimination or visible surface detection, these are very much important uh, from theory point of view in the exam, one liner, two liner, or this also can be asked in the MCQ. So you have to remember this definition. Now we'll see some of the algorithms or some of the techniques, methods to find out the visible surfaces. And in that case, if we find out or if we get it, which are the visible surfaces, which are the back faces, in that case, what we are going to do? Okay, so in that particularly, first one is the Penter's algorithm. So what is mean by the Penter's algorithm? So likewise, you know the uh, art of painting. Okay, similar concept is there to find out the hidden, which are the back faces in this particular uh, scene. Okay, when you are having number of objects which are um, one over the other. Okay, means first object, then the after that the second object over the first object, and third, and so on. Okay, so in this case, which is particularly visible and which finally uh, we are going to draw or display in our output screen. Okay, so that is the problem. And this method, that's why said as a painter's algorithm. uh, this is to paint the polygons into the frame buffer in order of decreasing distance from the viewpoint. Okay, so in which manner, like we sort some images in ascending or descending order. Likewise, the how we are sorting this particular objects in a decreasing distance from the viewpoint. Okay, and this process involves following functions like sorting of a polygons in orders of decreasing depth. Okay, means those polygons which are having greatest depth from the viewer's point of view, that are that almost we can say it as a back faces. Okay, and that we are going to paint later. Okay, or that are having some uh, little space, or they are somewhat what we can say, these are bleaker than the objects which are in front of that particular object. So that is the concept of Penter's algorithm. And in this particularly we resolve the ambiguities between which means which object is nearer and which is far from the viewer's point of view, and accordingly we sort those objects. Okay, this may cause when the polygons z extends overlap. Okay, z extends overlap means what? These objects come overlaps each other in a manner that they are somewhat overlapping on the z axis. Okay, lying on the xy plane, but somewhat their z coordinates are um, facing to each other or overlapping each other. Okay, in that manner. And the scan conversion of polygons in order of this object are starting with the polygon of greatest depth. Okay, so likewise the Penter's algorithm works. And something more in this Penter algorithms, that the algorithm gets its name from the manner in which an oil painting is created. So the artist begins with the background, then he then adds the most distant object, and then the nearer object, and so far. Okay, so forth. So there is no need to erase the portion of the background. Instead, what we can do, we simply paints on the top of them. Okay, so the new paint covers the old one, so that only the newest layer of the paint is visible. Okay, likewise, in this particular diagram you can see that the circle is far from the viewer's point of view, means it is a back face. Oh, and uh, it is having the triangle over that particular circle. Okay, and then after, which is nearer to the viewer's point, that is a square. In the last third diagram you can see here, firstly, which is which is having the greatest depth from the viewer's point of view, or viewers, uh, from the viewer's eyes, is the circle. Okay, having the greatest depth. So that is somewhat called as a hidden surface or back surface, on which the triangle is there. Okay, and after the triangle the square is there. So square is somewhat nearer to the viewer's point. So the square, you in this case you can see that the most of the surface of the square is only visible to your or viewer's eyes, and some of the portion of triangle, and then some of the portion of uh, your circle. Okay, not uh, full portions of triangle and circle are visible to the viewer's eyes. Okay, so in this case particularly, these are the back faces which we are going to omit. Okay, so with this painter's algorithm, what actually we do, so if we are having two objects like object P and object Q. Okay, so we match their Z extents. Z extents means whether they are overlapping each other on Z axis. Okay, having whether their Z coordinates are intersecting each other, having the same Z coordinates. Likewise, uh, we are comparing them, or we are finding out whether they are not overlapping in Z extents or not. Okay. Similarly, we find it out whether they have the different extents and y extents also. Means at each of the axis, each of the plane, they are not, if they are not overlapping, if their coordinates are not overlapping each other, then only both of the P and Q are visible to you. Otherwise, those who are um, having the maximum coordinates, that one, and maximum coordinates, that is only visible by the viewer's point of view. Okay, so in this painter's algorithm, this diagram I have taken from the book. So this is not properly visible here. You can go through the book and you can see it clearly in your book. Okay, in which, in the first diagram, see, it is comparing the Z extent of P and Q. Okay, means the Z coordinates on Z axis. The objects are residing in the XY plane. Okay, but we are comparing their Z extent. Then in the second diagram you can see the we are comparing their Y extents. Okay, and in the third diagram you can see we are comparing their X extents. Okay, so this is what the concept of the Pentel's algorithm, in which in which mm, we have seen in which manner we are going to find out the back faces, and which we are going to uh, finally display on your display screen. Okay, so once you go to this diagram, um, you can see it, you can get it in your book. And if you have any queries related to this particular point, so you can call me again, or you can ask the query on your group. Okay, then the second method or second algorithm with this is the Warnock's algorithm, also called as a area subdivision method. Okay, in which particularly what we are going to see in this particular, we are having some area of interest, and through that area of interest we are going to find out which are the surfaces are visible to us and which are the back faces. Okay, so in this particular diagram, this is having um, four possible relationships that you can see in this particular A, B, C, D. What is A? A is nothing but surrounding polygon. Okay, surrounding polygon means which is outside, which is uh, the area of interest is surrounded by your polygon. Okay, then the second case of this is overlapping or intersecting polygon. In diagram B you can see the polygon is somewhat overlapping or intersecting to your area of interest. Okay, in third diagram or in third case, it is the inside or content polygon. Okay, inside or content polygon means it is inside your area of interest. Okay, means uh, by seeing by viewing it by some angle, you can see this polygon properly. Okay, means this is under the area of our interest, so this is visible. Okay, visible face detection में आता है ये third one. And the fourth case is outside or disjoint polygon. So you can see this particular, the polygon is totally outside the area of interest, so it might be visible or not visible. Okay, that we have to check by this particular uh, method or particular algorithm. Okay, the same uh, with the help of this uh, cases, the same diagram or concept is same but the diagram is different, so that you you could get a better idea from this particular diagram. So here they have given you two diagrams A and B. Here they have given you the area of interest. Okay, see, you can see this area of interest in which you are having all the polygons which we have seen in the previous cases. The surrounding polygon is there, intersecting polygon is there, and the content polygon is there. Okay, now you will get a clear idea of those cases. And similarly, the B is also given here, case B is also given here, in which uh, we have changed somewhat the angle of the surrounding and intersecting polygons. Means now from some different angle. Okay, we have we change here the angle of our viewpoint. Okay, so that's why this surrounding polygon and intersecting polygon means which is the front from this, that we have to find out. Okay, so we have changed some angle, so that is given in the diagram B. So now uh, listen the explanation carefully for this particular Warnock's algorithm or area subdivision algorithm. So if all the polygons are disjoint from the area, then the background color is displayed in the area. Okay, means in particularly in which case what we are going to see on your output screen. Okay, that is the case here, or that is given here. Actually what will be our output after analyzing these cases. Okay, so what they said, if all the polygons are disjoint from the area, then the background color is displayed in the area. Okay, like in the previous diagram, in the case 4, you can see that, see this case number 4, all the polygons are in which manner here, they are disjoint from the area of interest. So finally what you can see, you can see only the background color. Fine. If there is only one intersecting or only one contained polygon, then the area is first filled with the background color, and then the part of the polygon contained in the area is filled with the color of the polygon. Okay, so like the case number 3 in this particular case. Okay, so in this case what actually the output will be, first it will give you the background color and then the